he's not a supreme athlete, but his size, effort, and refined skill set have made him worth it so far.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Wall, that's a two-pointer. The good-looking shot from the wing.
And talking about Gortat, I like what he can do for you defensively. Doesn't really have a vertical, but uses his length and timing to alter shots. And he moves his feet well enough to close out on shooters and also cover the pick and roll. So solid and complete in terms of a frontline player.
And guys, Blake Griffin has got to be one of the more humble stars in the league. You rarely hear about off-court issues in interviews. He's engaging and comes off kind of as a regular guy.
That's the way it appears to me, Kevin. The young man has his head screwed on pretty tight and both feet on the ground. He started out as a class act, and he stayed one.
And talking about Blake Griffin, one of the more well-liked players in our league, but also one of the most teed-up players, top 5 in the league for the past 4 seasons. He's been ejected from several games as well.
A shot by Paul, nobody around. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
They set the pick. Here's Gortat, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there. Beautiful.
And, you know, getting back to Griffin, it's hard to stay grounded in this league. All the money, endorsements, ad campaigns, commercials, and so forth, that stuff can take you off track. But I think he's going to be grounded and maintain his focus going forward.
Good.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
And the bank shot is good.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
That's good. And that's now 6 points for John Wall.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
Pierce wide open. He fires. And then Griffin with the dunk.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
Yeah, he's an invaluable asset for them to have. No question about it.
And so it's Washington with it after the Clippers pick up 2.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation. And guys, the Clippers last year, they were okay against the Eastern Conference, but not spectacular. You would have thought that with how well they were overall, they would have just really feasted on the East.
Here's Wall. Clippers able to drain the 3. No one near him. Another one falls for Washington.
Impeccable mechanics this quarter. He's been perfect from the field.
Gortat with the steal. Beal against Redick. Beal with another miss. Los Angeles leading by 3. And the wide open shot from Redick. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
And Kevin, plays like that, really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Clark, look at them. They are really into it.
Yeah, they sure are. That's a little salt in the wound there. I mean, they take a miss and turn it into one of the plays of the game. That hurts.
Shot clock at 5. Beal's shot is good.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Cole Aldrich is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Smith comes in for Blake Griffin. And Stevenson's checked in with that jam. I mean, just beautiful.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys.
Oh! Where did that come from? That was beautiful.
Oh, can you believe that? Did we really just see that?
Oh, my gosh. They must have been practicing that move. They had to be.
A monster dunk served up cold.
Poked away. Crawford, right side. Kicks it out to Stevenson. Second shot opportunity. And that one goes long.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage, even though it was all over.
Wizards passing it around. Past possessions. Launches it. Can't get it to go. And the Clippers will come the other way. Pushing it up. Here's Crawford. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Crawford's got his first points in this one.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
And those putback baskets contributing to their lead, Greg.
Humphreys with the bucket.
It's like everybody is in a rhythm right now. Incredible stuff here early on.
Both teams playing downhill. You know, coaches say that all the time. You want to play downhill. Well, at some point you think somebody's got to cool off in this one, right? Wow, what a clever pass that time by Chris Paul.
No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Clippers lead by 7. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Yeah, it's due to their hustle, as you said, Greg, and it's showing up on the scoreboard, too.
Paul and Crawford pair up at the 1 and 2. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Pierce in at the small forward spot. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. He gives them a double-digit lead. Paul's got 5.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
Well, last year, DeAndre Jordan turned in another great defensive performance. In fact, first team all-defense announced in the NBA after last season. Anchored his team as he always seems to do.
And Jordan was a force in the middle. Over 2 blocks a game again. And changed countless others with his effort.
The alley-oop layup, very well done. And the Clippers lead by 15.
And the lead continues to increase. They are just playing flawless basketball at both ends.
Greg, I can't identify an area where this team has underperformed. I mean, they've been 5-star in every category. Yeah, you look at the advanced statistics for DeAndre Jordan and his defense at that end of the floor. Top 10 in defensive rating individually and led the league in defensive win shares.
Crawford drives in. Gortat with the block. And here we go. Washington fast break. Wall, that's good.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious. And Jordan has really improved his defense every year since Doc Rivers challenged him. Last season ended 3rd in the Defensive Player of the Year award race, but he has one in his future, no doubt, if he continues to progress.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
If you look at Chris Paul, you're looking at a guy who really is the standard bearer of point guards. I mean, he can pass, he can score, he plays great defense. He also competes. But what makes him the floor general that all others are measured against, really the instincts and leadership.
Redick is in the corner. Back to Paul. He kicks it to Redick. To the right side. The baseline J. Bounces high off the rim and drops. That's 7 points for Chris Paul. Going back to Chris Paul, if you could build a point guard from scratch, Clark, he might be the model.
Yeah, I tell you what, you could do much worse than him, that's for sure. One of the very best. 6 times he's led the NBA in steals. Just an incredible all-around player. One of the greatest team leaders, I think, in the history of the league as well.
For the last 2 seasons, he's led the league in assists. You're right. And here are the Clippers. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Redick with the 3. Rebounded by the Wizards. It's Wall with the drive. And that one is stuffed right through.
And sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunks the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Yeah, that could be an instant momentum shift. That certainly was a rim wrecker.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Boy, Doc Rivers keeps on leading his teams to successful seasons. A former coach of the year rarely has a season where his team doesn't meet expectations.
Wesley Johnson's checked in for Paul Pierce. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Jordan the screen. Paul, a good look. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots. And Doc Rivers passed the 700-win mark as a coach last season. He's climbing the ladder in career wins.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know that Doc oftentimes gets enough credit for the type of coach he is. I mean, as a coach, he is well over 500 in terms of his career win percentage. And how about over 500 in playoff games as well?
Wall, that's a 2-pointer. Here's Beal. And Jordan sends it back.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
And you see the way Blake Griffin plays. He is a force. Very hard to contain him when he gets in close just due to his strength and activity.
And the Clippers making a change here. Aldridge is checked in. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Nene, he's checked in for Gortat.
Whoa! Nasty.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Washington's offense last year looked solid on paper, but in reality, it was much tougher to defend against. They could hurt you in a number of ways.
And the Wizards, Kevin, could get you in transition, but they could also, as you mentioned, they could get you with their half-court sets. Top 10 in field goal percentage as well as 3-point percentage last season.
Stevenson inside the 3-point line. Smith dishes to Paul. .152 left in the first half. Stevenson outside. And it's Stevenson again missing.
And, you know, for the Wizards, it wasn't just how they scored, but who scored. I mean, they ended the season with all 5 starters averaging double-digit points, and that's a rarity.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And Redick kicks to Paul. Aldridge the pass to Smith. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And thinking back to the Wizards having all of their starting 5 scoring in double digits last year, those are the kinds of teams that coaches hate to plan against. Any given night, one of them can step up and hurt you, and you just couldn't plan for where their points were going to come from. And guys, Josh Smith, an interesting blend of talents. A good defender, great finisher around the rim. Also an underrated passer at times for a big man.
And here we go. Paul heading to the hoop. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Clippers.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. Right wing. Shoots from the baseline. Neal's shot is off. And Josh Smith, kind of a tweener. He's spent some time at power forward. Clark, he's spent some time at small forward. He's handled the ball. He's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, he is, but I think he's best, Kevin, working inside. He's gotten stronger. He's worked on his post game, and I think as time has passed, he's settled in as a full-time power forward. At least that's where he should settle into.
Looking to end the run. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
The Wizards have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. Neal hits them both.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
So it's the Clippers now. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Los Angeles on top. They finish off the second quarter with a 13-4 run. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen.
We've seen John Wall handling his business. He has 14 points, and he hasn't forgotten to get his teammates involved either.
And he's conscious, I think, Clark, of good ball movement. It needs to be a part of their game plan throughout.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. An exceptional performance from John Wall.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
Greg, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient as an offensive player. Fully on display there with him.
And on the floor for Randy Whitman as we get into the second half. The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Nene and Gortat team up in the paint. And it's Dudley in at the 3 spot. Here's Wall. And the shot no good, a bit short.
They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And they're giving themselves extra possessions and have taken advantage of it. And that's critical. You can shoot a few lesser percentage if you're getting more opportunities at the rim.
Fires from the wing. And he hits the jump shot. Wall's got 16 points. Picked by Griffin. All up top, covered by Wall. 13 feet away. Griffin can't get it to go in.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside. And guys, one thing that was obvious to me, last year the Wizards really matured as a team. I mean, they played as if they expected to win instead of a group kind of coming into their own. I thought they just showed a lot more composure and maturity on the court.
Los Angeles calls timeout. As you said, the Wizards did look more mature last year on the floor with their play. They made sure to add veterans to achieve that.
And not just any veteran, but a future Hall of Famer in Paul Pierce. I mean, his presence on the team, I think, really is what propelled them to achieve new heights. And it also went beyond just Paul Pierce. That roster had a combined 490 playoff games. And that playoff veteran leadership, I felt, really helped this young core to grow.
Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Paul dishes to Pierce. And there's the foul. It'll go on Jared Dudley. That's his first foul.
Oh, man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Pierce against Dudley. 6 to shoot. Redick, a good look. Money from the wing. Redick's got 7.
One aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
Outside Pierce. Puts one up from 19. Jordan kicks to Redick. Pass to Paul. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And the Wizards making a change here. Oubre's checked in. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. It's Wall with the drive. And the layup falls. Wall's got 6 in the quarter. Well, guys, how good a playmaker is John Wall? Second in assists last season to Chris Paul. Clark, he almost finished number 1.
Yeah, and the only difference really is that Paul was a little more efficient than Wall. Paul had a 4-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. Wall was only at 2.5 to 1. But some of that is Paul's experience.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. And the Clippers making a switch here. Johnson's checked in.
Wesley Johnson.
Here is Gortat. Here's Beal. He feeds it to Dudley. Here's Oubre. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Beal the pass to Wall. Dishes it to Oubre. And it's Beal in the corner. And Wall. Here we go now. That's good.
John Wall.
Wall's got 22.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Paul for 3. Out of bounds. Washington takes possession. Paul Crawford, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Kind of change for the Wizards. Chris Humphries has checked in for Jared Dudley. Wall dishes to Humphries. They get a hand on it. Back to Wall. Plenty of space. Offensive rebound. Here's Gortat. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Jordan. And Smith subbed in for Blake Griffin.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. But last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
And he nails the 3rd. And back to Crawford last season, he was down in field goal and 3-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for.
There's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Washington calls timeout.
got to put a body on your man when the shot goes up. That's just fundamental basketball. They're giving up way too many offensive rebounds.
Stevenson's checked in for Wesley Johnson. The Wizards have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Goes up on the wing. Shot's good by Neal. Neal's got 6 points.
He's got to be a little embarrassed for joining the Paratroopers Club on that pump fake.
Paul kicks to Smith. Back to Paul. And that's a foul called on Ramon Sessions. That's foul number 2 for him. .158 left here in the third quarter. There's Crawford with the 3. The rebound by Gortat. Wizards have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. It's Gortat with the drive. .135 left in the third quarter. Clock at 6. And Sessions kicks to Gortat. The alley-oop. And Aldridge sends it back. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Clippers leading by 23. Paul kicks to Stevenson. Back to Paul. Humphries with the steal. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. LA's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Paul kicks it out to Crawford. Tries again. And he lays it up and in. Crawford's got 8 points in the quarter.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Quarter outside. Cannot hit. Good D by Stevenson. LA's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Gortat with the steal. In transition, here come the Wizards. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. Nene, he's checked in for Gortat. The Wizards have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
Yeah, as a group, really a dismal year for them from the line last season, guys.
Paul passes to Smith. And the rebound goes to Nene.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
He dishes it to Sessions. Second chance shot. And he gets it to go. There's 10 seconds left in the third. Paul dishes to Aldridge. Kicks it out to Crawford. With 1 on the clock. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
And that's a big bone.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Clippers ahead, opening up a huge gap. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Clippers leading by 22. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Crawford out there with J.J. Redick. And it's Pierce in at the 3. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
And he's finally getting the feel from beyond. His second 3 of the half right there.
And that's a foul called on Kelly Oubre. That's his first foul. Johnson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Pablo Prigioni comes in for Jamal Crawford. Drew Gooden has checked in for the Wizards. And it's the Clippers with the ball. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25. There's the dish to Prigioni. Second shot opportunity. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. From the Wizards, they're shooting 47%, pretty solid. The pass to Dudley. And good, coming off the assist by Wall. Wall's got 3 assists now in this one.
Guys, good job working it down low and getting the high percentage look there. That's good basketball.
And Dudley kicks to Beal, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Out left to the wing. Here's Dudley, and Washington again with the bucket.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Prigioni, the pass to Jordan. Dishes to Griffin. Gooden with the steal. Here we go, one-on-one. Beal gets a wide-open look. Kept alive by Washington. And Wall kicks to Gooden. Wizards passing it around. And the call goes against Wesley Johnson. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. So, for the Clippers, Pierce is checked in for Johnson. Crawford comes in for J.J. Redick. And Paul subbed in for Pablo Prigioni. Gortat's checked in for Washington. Nene comes in for Oubre. Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. Not to the surprise of anyone, really, but the Clippers last year were strong at home once again. They managed to go 30-11 at Staples Center.
Yeah, and Kevin, that makes 3 straight seasons for the Clippers of 30 or more wins at home.
So it's Washington now, and so it looks like Washington will retain possession here.
You know, the big thing for the Clippers is that they won some big games in Staples over tough opponents. I mean, also won 6 of their last 7 to secure the 3 seed in the West.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Wall. And again, Washington no good.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
Kicks it out to Crawford. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Crawford's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And one issue with the Clippers at home is that it didn't feel like they were at home. But Blake Griffin said home court advantage is just not there for us. And this is on the heels of a loss where the crowd was cheering for the other team louder than the Clippers at times.
It's Pierce on the wing. Fires from deep. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. And slam dunk by Jordan. For Washington, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the 4th. A pretty nice efficiency there. They get it back. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. Well, at this point in his career, Clark, it's safe to call Chris Paul one of the all-time great point guards.
Yeah, without question. I mean, for a long time, it was hard to argue that Chris Paul wasn't the top point guard in the league. Even now, you can make arguments for others, but Paul is always going to be in the conversation.
Beal dishes to Nene. Here's Wall. Again, the miss by Wall.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. And with Paul, it is all about his consistency. Other point guards will have better years or stretches than him, but he just puts up huge numbers year in and year out, literally like clockwork.
You know, it's amazing to me how little fanfare CP3 gets. I mean, he's not a flashy player, but you look at his effectiveness on the court, and he's a once-in-a-generation kind of talent. I mean, he's done it all his entire career.
And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
Wall against Crawford. Wall passes to Nene. Wall attacking. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Wall's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
And really scored most of their points, but he can't score them all, guys. He's going to have to get somebody else to step up.
Shoots from 8. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got his third rebound on the night. The open shot by Beal. And good, coming off the assist by Wall. 9 points here for Beal. Griffin with it. Picked up by Nene. Deep 2 from Crawford. That shot is good. He has made 8 while missing only 4. That's 67% shooting. And the thing, Greg, about Marcin Gortat, he's not a high flyer. He's not a super flexible athlete. But he's one of the best centers in the league because he's tough. And he's worked hard on developing his skills. And he always hustles.
Yeah, and he fights for position down low. A terrific screener, does a lot of that dirty work. And he's also very good at passing the basketball. You know, a lot more skilled, particularly in the pick and roll, than maybe people give him credit for. He can hurt a defense in a surprising number of ways.
And Washington making a change. Porter's checked in.
Talking about Gortat, he was a late second-round draft choice in 2005. His first 4 years in the league, highly underwhelming. Now, over the last 4 years, he's averaged around 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks per game. Those are good numbers.
And getting back to Marcin Gortat, his dad was a successful light heavyweight boxer in Poland, so clearly you see where the toughness comes from. And Marcin's mom was on the Polish national team in volleyball, so you know where the blocking and ball skills come from. I guess we'd have to call him a chip off the old blocks.
And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And the technical free throw, missing that time. They'll retain possession here, however.
And guys, there was a time where people wondered if John Wall could be a team leader. Well, that question has been answered and then some. Unquestioned leader of the Wizards.
Bad time for these defenders to be standing around watching. Not while the ball's in his hands.
And the Clippers call time here. And for Wall, Greg, and leading the Wizards, it did take some time. Now he does so much, Clark, for the franchise.
On and off the floor. He's really the face of that franchise and has a chance, in my mind, to be an MVP candidate at some point in his career and is living up to the #1 draft pick hype.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Crawford, no luck.
Not good shot selection. Long range and the defender all up in your jersey.
And, you know, that's just the kind of defensive work he's known for. I mean, he can take that shot away from you and does it more times than not.
And goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Clippers.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today, you know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players. Everything was spot on.
And maybe it goes without saying, but they had no answer for Chris Paul. He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
That's a 2 from Smith. It's good from the top of the key.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send the crowd home happy.
Yeah, you know, it was a real solid performance for them in a lot of areas. I mean, they should be proud of their work tonight.
Here's Porter. The 15-footer, good.
You have to be disciplined on defense, Kevin. Biting on every pump fake isn't going to get it done.
Johnson, wide open, he fires. Buries it from three-point range.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of serve.
Wall's shot is off.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
And Gortat kicks to Nene. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss. So the Clippers winning this one easily. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team, Clark, by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on fire. And it only got louder as that lead got bigger.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by